beautiful people. Today, we are building the best Team of the Year squad of all time. You've obviously seen this year's Team of the Year, at least the initial announcement. Quick fire overview. And these players haven't been used, so they're not eligible for my all-time starting 11, which I think is fair from a credibility standpoint. Courtois, never that impressed with goalkeepers. We'll see if this year changes my opinion. Hakimi, gonna be relentless. Should be bursting down the end line. Extra active. Militao, I am anticipating the fastest center back in FIFA 23. I'd say that's a fair assumption. If you like that agile type with turning, this is gonna be your four-wheel drive. Virgil van Dijk, AKA Brickhouse. This man builds the foundation. Theo Hernandez. I'm surprised not to see Cancelo. I just hope they give this man some offensive movements. Defensively, I have no critiques. Midfield, and we're coming in quick. Modric, I'm happy he got that placement. We've seen a better version of Modric. KDB, always in this discussion board. Nothing new. However, Jude, that's right, I said Jude Bellingham. He has the potential to give you an alternate version, maybe even a better, maybe an improved Ruud Gullit. Jude Gullit. Long hair, don't care, throw it on him. I think that's very feasible. If you were wondering why I have a coat inside and I'm wearing a beanie, I have no heat. It's not working in my apartment. Welcome to New York City. Expensive rents or purchases with none of the luxuries. Messi and Mbappe will look like a similar iteration. I'm not sure this will be the best for either of them from what we've already seen previous year. That was a mouthful, but I think it's a true statement, and they both deserve to be in the Team of the Year. Clearly. Obviously. Da-da-da. Shout out to Messi winning the World Cup. Shout out to Mbappe putting on a spectacular performance and carrying the French national team in that World Cup as well. Kareem, the dream, is interesting. This might be the first time in history, if we get some sort of defensive iteration, that we end up with a meta player as a striker. Of course, Kareem Benzema already has the midfield version, which I highly rate. If you have not picked him up, not introduced him to folks, he is a conversation starter. So just give him a center back and we might have some foot history. Oh, yeah. Now it's time for the good stuff. We've addressed the current or the recent. We're going to throw it back. Also wanted to give shout outs to 5 honorable mentions. I'm going to come in like that. Comment down below some of the best foot items you've ever used in FIFA. I got follow-up content. Honorable mentions. FIFA 15, Robin. The game fit the man. Finesses for days, years, unlimited range and highlight packages. FIFA 19, Rafael Varane. And I feel many of you will include him or have included him in your dream squad, Team of the Year wise. 90 pace, and he's broken. FIFA 16, Neymar. There's a few that you can choose from. This was my preference. Neymar gets busy, electric, versatility on point, expressive as you would expect a Brazilian to be. FIFA 21, Bruno Fernandes. I don't know that he was overlooked or underrated, but I don't hear his name in enough conversations. The dialogue, the back and forth, this guy was special. Also threw in FIFA 18, Kevin De Bruyne. He's had a similar item, give or take, I feel like for 4 or 5 years now, and it's just a matter of your preference. Pick a year, but I believe that he deserves a honorable mention slot. 4-3-3 formation, my dream team. Let's start with the goalkeeper. Let's begin. Goalkeeper. Personally, FIFA 17 Neuer stood out for me. I remember using him in competitive rotations. I'm not gonna sit here and go back and forth with you on goalkeeper breakdowns. Super preference based. Does not matter. The rating, the upgrade, the downgrade, the variation, the promo. It's always going to be a debatable position. Right back, we got Dani Alves, FIFA 17. And that could be a controversial choice. This position has more debate than some of the others that I feel strongly about on my personal dream team, my list. But I remember spurring down the wings, pace on pace, the original, the OG of attacking wingbacks or fullbacks that were able to whip in crosses, score goals, cut inside, provide, give you the 1-2s, not just defend. They're innovators, true creatives. You can meet them at Soho House. And I don't know if anyone will get that reference or if that's even a good reference. We move. Center back, numero uno, Virgil van Dijk. I'm talking FIFA 20. 99 overall. Do I need to say more? He was an auto defender, just an absolute filthy human being, and perhaps the most physical player we have ever seen in that position. You could not break him down, you couldn't beat him, you couldn't get around him. Body type, large and in charge, confrontational, an absolute bouncer on the virtual pin. And next to Virgil, I've gone with Ramos. We're looking at FIFA 19. And to this day, I still don't know if we have a more responsive center back. The positioning, recovery time, reactions, of course the defensive stats, the way that he jumps and challenges, and even scored a lot of goals on corner kicks. He's undeniable, just brilliant, an impactful player. And FIFA 19 in particular, because these items of course are released in January, they made such a difference for that title and the pace of the game. It's gotta be said, which leads me into our left back and kind of carries a similar theme. FIFA 19 Marcelo. Offensively fluid, complete. And I'll reiterate the fast-paced nature of the title, your usage rate, the impact that fullbacks had between switching the pitch, giving you additional options down the wing, whipping in crosses, back post, front post, that extra whippage. You catch people slipping, and they gave you another offensive asset. And this Marcelo, I recall the competitive advantage in having those skill moves. Woo! Sparkle, sparkle. We kept the floors very clean. Into the middies. We have 3 center mids, and I'm going to start out with FIFA 20 Conte. I hated going up against him. I don't know if there was a more hated player for yours truly, because I would go up against oppositions, they would grab that Conte, and then they wouldn't switch any players, and I couldn't get past him. Energizer Bunny. Just an absolute menace in the midfield. And he was relentless. Never gave up. You were never completely free of Conte. And if they tag teamed him up with one of those big gladiator types, you had this combination in the midfield that just seemed unbreakable. There were no mistakes. And then when there was a slight error, they recovered so quickly. So shout out to Conte, one of the nicest players it does seem in real life. But I lost multiple controllers with this version in particular.
Thank you.
FIFA 19 Modric, and I feel we'd be doing a disservice to not have him mentioned. 99 overall, 90 plus in all 6 statistical categories. Unbelievable, historical, memorable. I can just keep inserting adjectives, superlatives, attachments of positivity with this version, this iteration, this special moment for Modric. One of the greatest midfielders of all time. Please and thank you, shake my hand. I would put his resume up against anyone. Tell me I'm lying. And then last but not least, and you would have had to experience it because if you're reading off the stats, FIFA 20 Frankie de Jong looks good. Actually, he might even look great. But is he the best statistical central midfielder that was ever introduced from Team of the Year? I don't believe so. But the way that he performed, and he really shifted the game with these balanced center mids. There were weekends where I would score 20 goals and have 20 assists, and I kept those stats with Frankie de Jong. He was powerful, his runs were timed to perfection, and simply put, he was clinical. The guy scored a variety of goals, and he only had a 3-star weak foot, which I think was a lie. It just didn't always make sense. His chase back, but then his offensive pursuit, ability to provide. He was a machine and gave you a certain ingenuity that was necessary for FIFA success. This brings me to the 3 attackers. Gonna start off with our left wing. I'm going with FIFA 20 Mbappe. And the irony, as good as this item is, I don't think he was the best version of Mbappe that year. I would still take the foot birthday, which had the 5-star weak foot and the 5-star skill moves. We've never had such a complete option. But this is a Team of the Year selection, and this is the Mbappe of my choosing, the way that he gets in behind. Still a one-man counterattack. I'm not sure if there's a player more built for FIFA stardom year in and year out. Just look at the current title. I could play the gold Mbappe right here, right now. No fall off. He would be elite tier. At the striker position, of course, I've gone with Cristiano Ronaldo. You could probably pick a year based on preference. I've gone with FIFA 21, but this all deals with personal, subjective experiences. What years did you get to use the Team of the Year Ronaldo? It's been happening. And how did that gameplay measure up to what you wanted to accomplish? I don't think it's necessary to spend a lot of time on this breakdown. Ronaldo gets that placement. For me, this was the year, but I'm not sure we need to spend heavy amounts of time with a breakdown or analysis. We know what Cristiano brings to the table. It does make me sad that he's gone to Saudi as a Ronaldo stan. And last but not least, we're talking about Messi, which we are. FIFA 19 was hands down the best version of Messi that we have ever seen in a FIFA installment, regardless of the upgrade, the promo, starting point, end game. This is the guy. If you recall, goals were scored from outside the box, and it was easier than trying to finish from inside the box. So long range, finesse shots, quick footwork, volleys, green timed finishing for everything. And that's not all. This Messi, 94 jumping, 99 stamina, which has always been the major critique, 82 strength before chemistry style. He was shrugging folks off. I'm scoring back post headers. I was whipping it into Messi. This guy was on a ladder, and we're yet to remake, replicate, reiterate, respond, produce a version that's been better. I don't think that's even a hot take. That's my dream team. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to drop some love. If you're brand new to the channel, it's free to subscribe, and I have a lot more coming out ASAP.